This is the Orioles Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Baltimore Orioles. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Good evening, and welcome to the Baltimore Orioles Postcast. My name is Luke Slaybaugh, and as always, I'm your post-game show host here on the Locked On Podcast Network. Thank you for joining us, streaming live on YouTube and listening on demand wherever you get your podcasts for free. Tonight, the seemingly impossible has happened. The Baltimore Orioles jump out to an 8-0 lead over the rival Tampa Bay Rays and surrender 12 unanswered runs to lose this one on Wednesday night, 12-8. What happened in the skinny version? Something that's only happened two other times in franchise history. 1956 against Cleveland and in 2017 against the New York Yankees. To get out to an 8-0 lead and completely fall through. Self-immolate, self-destruct. The pitchers really fell to the level of their counterparts over on Tampa's side after a horrendous outing by their right-hander, Taj Bradley. And turned in an unwatchable performance. The O's cannot get the monkey off their back. They get to 10 wins under 500, and then the boulder rolls over Sisyphus, and it's all over Groundhog Day once again. This is bad. This is really bad. Let's review.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Go ahead, leave a comment, whether you're watching live or if you're watching on the replay or just listening in your car. Is this the worst loss of the year? Am I off base on this? Because given the context and the health that this roster has, this is probably the worst loss. Just big picture. Maybe not the widest margin of a loss. Remember that Easter Sunday game, the 24-2 game? Like, the O's have gotten their rear ends handed to them a couple of times. This one was bad. And this is one that you had to have. Trying to creep up in those wild card standings. Trying to get a game on Tampa in this 4-game series. And I know that the elements don't favor you in this type of environment. It's been this way for 3 days. It's hot, it's humid, it's sticky. You're in this Mickey Mouse ballpark in Tampa Bay. Volatile winds. And you're going up against a pretty talented team as well. Give Tampa their flowers. They could have easily rolled over, sat back, had their mop-up guy go out and lived to play another day. They kept chipping away in this game. But I saw this team pitch down to the level of a Taj Bradley, get rattled, and cough up 12 unanswered runs. We're going to make this a quick one. We're going to be in and out in 15 minutes because it would be natural for O's fans to be fighting mad about this. This team was showing signs of turning the corner, and not to be. We'll pick this up bottom set.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
And you could argue it was lost between the ears several innings prior, but we enter with a tied ball game, 8-8, and we're going to work in reverse tonight. Andrew Kittredge on the mound, right-hander. It's Danny Jansen looking on a fastball painted on the black, 1 out. Then strikes out Taylor Walls on a slider in the dirt, 2 outs. Tampa starts making contact, extending the zone, but hitting them where they ain't. Yandy Diaz takes a slider headed for the dirt to the right field hole. Brandon Lau walks. Junior Caminero lines a single up the middle, deflecting off the glove of a diving second baseman, Jackson Holliday. Diaz scores. Gunnar Henderson tries to throw, double clutches, and his throw is late and high. It's 9-8 Tampa Bay. Josh Lowe hits a soft grounder to right, 10-8. And then Jonathan Aranda feasts on a high fastball up the middle for a single, 2 more runs score, and it's 12-8. Left-hander Trevor Rogers was recalled from AAA Norfolk. Left-hander Grant Wolfram sent down. Nice to know you, Grant. And how did Rogers react? Not great. The problem tonight for Trevor Rogers and the 7 outs he recorded seemed to be between the ears. because what we saw tonight and what we saw a month ago in Boston seemed completely different. And you can make the argument that, yes, he had to sit and wait for 25 minutes while his team was rallying on offense, but that only works for so long. The first inning, we showed signs of laboring, around 20 pitches, but the velocity was playing up. The slider had great break, and other than the first pitch of the game, the command was right around the zone. Seems like the problem was between the ears. The bottom of the second is where it started to unravel, although he got out of it cleanly, granted 35 pitches. Jonathan Aranda has a soft single to left. He strikes out Jake Mangum on a fastball, looking inside. Froze Caballero with the sinker at the knees. Part of 4 strikeouts in a row for Trevor Rogers. So 2 outs. This was almost shades of Cade Povich. You got a little bit of distraction going on in the background, but somehow, with a shutdown inning on the horizon, back-to-back walks to Danny Jansen and Taylor Walls. After a long battle with Yandy Diaz, he gets him to fly out to Colton Cowser in left field. Kind of a funny move. The cameraman on Masson, both of them, lined up on that play, whiffed. And there was a joke made on the broadcast that Colton Cowser might have been deking out the runners or faking that he couldn't see the ball. But off the bat, it sounded like it was headed for the left field bleachers, or the berm, mind you. So Trevor Rogers gets out of the second, up 8-0. Starts to fall apart in the third. Leadoff walk to Curtis Mead. All pitches that were fringe, kind of on the outside corner. Cabanero singles, right side hole on a 3-2 pitch that was way outside of the zone. So again, credit to him for putting that on the ball. Christopher Morel, former Cubs reject, a first pitch changeup line down the left field line for a double, made it 8-1. And then 1 out later, Mangum singles on a first pitch changeup through to hole to left. 2-run score makes it 8-3, and that is when Tony Mansolino, interim manager, says he has had enough. Scott Bluette comes in, stops the bleeding. But no Orioles reliever, other than Sir Anthony Dominguez, could offer any sort of reprieve or stop the bleeding. They needed a triage, could not do it. Needed some sort of tourniquet. Eventually, Bluette would give up another run in the fourth. Yennier Cano, who had a great track record of late, could not make anything happen in the fifth. With 1 out, he gives up a walk to Caballero via the automatic ball. He was trying to get off a quick pitch, and the batter was not aware when he started to go into his throwing motion. He steals second base, and Gary Sanchez on the throw airmails it deep into center field. So he goes to third. Taylor Walls triples off the right field wall, makes it 8-5. Yandy Diaz, a single through the right field hole, 8-6. Hole on the right side, I should say. And then Brandon Lau into pinch hit for Mead with a 2-run bomb to right field. 8-8 gone in the span. That 8-run lead is gone in the span of 3 innings. Really all it took. Crooked numbers. The final line on Yennier Cano is 2/3 of an inning, 4 hits, 4 earned runs, and 1 walk. And the fatal home run allowed. This is bad. Coming up, we're going to talk about the offensive side of the ball. Had a whole graphic painted out, the Earl Weaver special, 2 3-run home runs by the O's. Colton Cowser, Ramon Laureano, they were cooking. Some great signs in the second inning, but the second inning alone. This is the Locked On Orioles postcast. My name is Luke Slabaugh. Please vent. I'm not reading those comments right now, but I will. Trust me, I will. How about you people with a full-time job? You ever wake up and wonder where your money went? It's time for Monarch Money. It's a complete financial command center. You can track all your accounts, investments, and spending in one place, so you stop just managing your money, start building wealth. Managing money with your partner, girlfriend, spin instructor, smoother than ever before. You can track shared and personal accounts, set goals, and stay on the same page without the stress. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONMLB for half off your first year. I might be fighting mad, but the only way I could be more mad is if I had more energy. And more energy would come through Trade Coffee. Whether you're gearing up for back-to-back meetings, shuttling kids back and forth to activities, tackling an endless to-do list, or maybe you just work the most brutal job in the world. We've all been there. Watching the Orioles play, that's brutal. Enter Trade Coffee. Trade is the #1 coffee destination in the U.S. with fresh, incredible coffee from over 50 of the country's top roasters. I'm a big cold brew guy. Love cold brew. Have cold brew every day. But maybe you like something different, a little crafty, artisan, sugary, hazelnutty, whatever your heart desires. It's all about the quiz. You take the Trade Coffee quiz. It only takes a minute, and the first bag they set is going to be amazing. Right now, Trade is exclusively offering our customers 50% off their 1-month trial at drinktrade.com/lockedonmlb. drinktrade.com/lockedonmlb for 50% off your 1-month trial. It's Trade Coffee. We got 3.5 minutes to kill. Let's talk about the offense, because putting up an 8 spot on Taj Bradley was wonderful. And I guess Kevin Kelly as well, who came to pitch against Ramon Laureano and failed spectacularly. 4 outs recorded by Bradley. He gives up 6 runs, 7 runs, 6 of them earned. Excuse me. It's hard to talk so fast because of Trade Coffee. Starts off great. Ryan O'Hearn walks to lead off the second. Gary Sanchez gets a 3-2 pitch, rips it through the left side hole. And then Colton Cowser, 2-2 count against Bradley, gets a hanging splitter out over the plate. Earl Weaver special, St. Louis, Missouri's own, 3-run bomb to center field, and it's 3-0 Oaks. The first runners that Colton Cowser has driven in this year that aren't himself. 5th home run and 8th RBI for Mr. Cowser. Or excuse me, that would be now 7 RBIs for Colton Cowser. Kobe Mayo struck out on what was an erroneous foul tip. The umpire called it off the bat, but he didn't even commit fully to the swing. Might have had a better at-bat against Bradley if given another chance. But he got 21, 22 pitches in that inning for Bradley before he even gets the first out. Then Cedric Mullins, riding an 0 for 8, gets a fastball low and in at 95 miles an hour, drops the bat head, stands on business. 4-0 ball game for Cedric's 12th home run of the season. Jackson Holliday singles to right with some soft contact, and Jordan Westburg, with his speed, able to leg out a ball that was misfielded by Junior Caminero, an E5. Gunnar Henderson gets a fastball in on the hands at 96, hits a single to shallow center field, and Holliday appeared to be running on contact, or at least could tell right off the bat that it was going to fall in some green grass. Otherwise, he'd have been hung out to dry for a double play. And given the Orioles' luck this season, might have turned that way under different circumstances. But he scores. The throw is cut off, and it seems that Jordan Westburg is caught in a rundown between second and third. There's quick handoff from Diaz, kind of flips the ball to Caminero, and Jordan Westburg, sliding into third, is able to duck and deke around the tag, pulls his left hand away from Caminero's glove at the last minute, and that artisanship makes him safe in a 5-0 ball game. That is when Kevin Cash, the Rays manager, decides to pull Bradley. 4 outs recorded. Right-hander Kevin Kelly in to stop the bleeding, offers up a sinker low to Ramon Laureano. He goes opposite field, a liner over the right field fence, 8-0. The O's bat around. The whole starting outfield goes deep. It's the most runs scored in an inning since March 30th of last year against the Angels. And yes, a 25-minute run time on that half of the inning. And at that point, the Baltimore Orioles win probability was 97.2, with a little margin for error in case something completely went south. The O's will try to make this a series split, make it 2-2. Right-hander Charlie Morton on the mound tomorrow, and oh boy, I don't know, guys. Drew Rasmussen is his counterpart. He of the 2.55 ERA. That is a 7.35 first pitch on Masson. And man, this one stinks. There's no excuse for this one. Masson 2, 7.35 first pitch. Charlie Morton is 3-7 with the 6.05 ERA. Well, that'll do it. Worst loss of the year. Self-destructed. That was bad. And you know, it's the quality of caliber of baseball and how they did it, just a complete falling apart. That just, man, it's tough to watch. It's tough to watch. Good night. Stay safe. I'll see you right back here tomorrow night.